Hello, welcome to another episode of the Chronicles of Sovik. Okay, this is going to be a slightly different video because, well, for a start, we're not actually going to move anywhere. We're going to stay in the auction house, stay in my garrison. I'm going to give you a quick recap of what I've done since the last video. So if you followed the series so far, in the last video, we were doing the Scourge Invasion, what I call Part 2, which was going and hunting for res around Ice Crown and trying to get some loot, trying to bulk up, gear up, get ourselves prepared for Shadowlands, which at the time of this recording is getting released tomorrow night. So my UK time, it's around about 11 o'clock at night. So this is like 36 hours clear of that. So the first thing is I'm in my garrison. Now I have been doing quite a bit of work in the background away from recording, developing some of the old content. Not any of this, the questing stuff, gaining experience or anything. Doing some of the stuff which I kind of missed out on because we got to max level, and you can't cover everything whilst leveling up these days. So, I've come and done this. So, getting the garrison developed and getting that, a safe little place was always an intention of mine and a bit of a priority. So I have done that. So my garrison is now at level 3. I've had the garrison now for a few days. Did all the introduction storyline clearly. I haven't really done a great deal more in Draenor other than developing the garrison and flying around and basically getting the garrison resources by killing a few rares. Other than that, I haven't really done a great deal. But the garrison is up, and I have some buildings up in here as well. The second thing some of the sharp-eyed viewers who've watched the series with interest can see is I have a new mount. So the mount I've got at the moment is this fellow here, who is the Craghorn Chasm Leaper. Now, if you don't know, he is an island expedition mount, and I spammed the islands, got enough last week to go and get one of the weekly crates, and he fell out of the crate. So we do have a brand new shiny mount which we can use for Shadowlands as we're running around leveling up there rather than Black Wolf. Unfortunately, we haven't got a new flying mount as yet. Our flying mount is still the Swift Red Wind Rider, which is very, very basic, but at least in terms of running around on the ground, we've got something a little bit more fancy. Now, what I do intend on buying him some mount equipment for him, for one that prevents you being dazed, but it's currently like going for 3,000 gold on my server at the moment, so I'm going to wait until it becomes a little bit cheaper. I'll see how I sort of go with that. 3,000 gold is quite a lot for the mount equipment. So, what have I got inside in terms of garrison at the moment? Over in this area over here, I've got a dual crafting shack where I've been sort of working on that. I've got over here a banker. I've got over here a forge, just so I can actually make some bars out of the ore. And over in this area, I have the trading post, and I have spent about 25 to 30,000, I can't remember exactly how much it was, building this little robot fellow here, who is my auctioneer. So, again, at the time of recording, especially over the last week and stuff, Orgrimmar, Thunderbluff has just been full of zombies. So rather than me trying to do stuff in the auction house there, finding the auctioneers dead or getting turned into a zombie myself, I've got my own little safe auction house in my garrison, which I paid 20 to 30,000 on the bits for to create, and I can just do all my business here without getting turned into a zombie. And as we speak, this is on the Sunday, as yet I actually haven't turned into a zombie. I haven't been attacked, so all is well and good on this front. The rest of the garrison, these other buildings up here, really, I haven't really done a great deal of work on this. So I don't really need sort of much to talk about. Okay, so let's have a look at professions. So obviously we've got dual crafting and mining. In terms of the mining skills, let's just minimize all of this. You can kind of see where I have been. So our vanilla mining's at 291 of 300. I still actually haven't boosted that up. Outland mining is at a very modest 7 out of 75. Northrend mining's a little bit more. I have been doing a couple of loops around Wintergrasp, getting the Saronite Titanium, throwing it on the auction house, making some gold on that. Cataclysm mining's at 75 which I think it already was. Pandaria mining's at 45 out of 75. Again, that's just ghost iron flying around. The Draenor mining is 79 out of 100. I haven't actually actively gone to look for any ore. It's just if I've been flying around killing a few rares, I've picked some more up, and that's why that's been boosted up. The Legion mining is 41 out of 100. Now I have done a couple of little loops where I've looked for some of the Laystone ore. That started selling very, very well when people were making gun shoes. Now gun shoes have been nerfed, so it's not selling quite as well. but I was selling some of that for like 20 to 30 gold per ore. I think it's now back down to like 10 or 12 gold, so it's not really something that's going to inspire me to go out. And then Zandalari mining is 101 of 175, and I haven't really actively gone and done any mining routes on that since the last recording. That's just if I've been in Vol'dun, around the quest areas, I've been doing that. So in terms of jewel crafting, that's where I've been making quite a bit of progress in the last few days since the last recording. So clearly, Vanilla is at 300 of 300, Outland's at 65 of 75, Northrend's now up to 50 of 75, Cataclysm has remained at 35 out of 75, the Pandaria one I've boosted all the way up to 75 out of 75, Draenor is 41 out of 100, and that's really just making the Black Rock bands and the True Iron Ore bands, which I've been selling a couple of. Legion is just 1 out of 100. I've done no work on that, and the Zandalari Designs is 175 out of 175. So to get that to 175 out of 175, I have gone to Nazjatar. Haven't done anything really there. I did the opening 5-minute sort of quest sequence, got in there, learnt the recipes, created a few gems, whatever it was, to get that to 175, and that is about it. So I haven't really done anything with that. So that's where we are in terms of professions. In terms of cooking and fishing, I've made some modest progress with that, but again, I haven't really gone out of my way to do any of that. So in terms of the questing side, I have been back to Vol'dun, and I have done a few other quests, kind of where we pause at the end when we reach maximum level. And the reason for that was not because I really wanted to push on too much with that zone, but what I wanted to do was actually clear some of the quests which I picked up. So what I wanted to do was try and clear some of this quest log, because clearly as soon as we reach Shadowlands, we're going to be inundated with quests, and I wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any sort of quest issues. So I do have a couple in Timeless which I'll probably bin off. I've been to Timeless Isle just to have a run around in there for a bit of fun. I'll probably bin those ones off. Vol'dun, I've got one left, which I picked up on recording, which was Find the Owner of the Desert Flute. Again, I'll leave it out. I probably won't bin that one off. The Dark Moon Affair, I've got the Test Your Strength, the 250 Grizzly Trophies, which I think we actually finished in Duskwallow Marsh. No, in fact, no, because we were actually maximum level by then. Sorry, over the level we needed to be in that area, so I redid that in Vol'dun. That needs to be handed in. The fishing one is still that Nat Pagel one, which I might do like over the next couple of days, just to get that done. Garrison support, I've got a blueprint I need to hand in to my shipyard, which I haven't built as yet. I might just bin that one off. The Horde War campaign is to earn friendly reputation with the Zandalari and the Talangi's expedition. I'll keep that. I haven't done any work on that. We have a treasure map one, which is the Pilgrimage Scrolls, which again is part of sort of Battle for Azeroth. And we have a Battle Pets one. So we don't have a great deal of quests sort of tucked away. I'll probably just look to thin a couple of these out. The Timeless ones definitely I'll get rid of. Again, I just went there for a bit of fun, had a little run around, killed some of the creatures on there. But yeah, just so in terms of Shadowlands, we're all, swept away. So let's have a look at the gear, because when I left you on the last recording, I did say I was going to go and find some new gear. So we're now up to an item level of 104. I would say I'm reasonably satisfied with progress which we've made so far in finding the gear. Again, it's one of these things, the Scourge Invasion Hunt and the Res is fine, but after a while it gets a little bit tedious. So I've got a few better people. Well, all the gear is better, but I haven't got the full 110 rare dropped items in every slot. We have got for the head, for the neck, for the shoulders, for the wrist, for the hands, for the legs, both the rings, although both rings give me more versatility than any other stat, and for an Affliction Warlock that's not the best secondary stat, but it is what it is. And we have got a 110 trinket, which is effectively a sort of a melee trinket, which I've kept anyway because it gives me plus 33 critical strike, which is better than the trinkets I had previously. And of course we have as well, which I picked up a couple of recordings ago, the 115 spell staff, which I picked up from Nathanos Lightcaller, which I've actually thrown, you can see there, an enchant on as well. The rest of the stuff, the blue stuff here, is all of the token stuff for level 100. So we've got there the back, the chest, the belt, and the feet. And then the final item we've got is a very low level 58 trinket, which gives me 16 intellect and gives me a chance to summon a released Krog to my side for 15 seconds, which when I've gone and killed some creatures, it is quite funny to see it coming around, but it clearly is my weakest piece. With the Scourge Invasion, there is no casted trinket that I can see, so we're a little bit sort of lacking in that slot. I could go and buy one of the trinkets, I think one of the inscription trinkets, which is item level 70 off the auction house for like 1,500 gold. I can't be bothered. You know, as soon as we get into Shadowlands the next couple of days, I'm sure I'll get a better trinket. So I dare say for the first level in Shadowlands, we might have this release Krog popping up and fighting by our side, which is quite cool. Other than that, I'm relatively happy, and that's where we stand at the moment. So I'm level 104, and that is what we're going to go into the Shadowlands with. So pretty cool with that. What else is there to update on? I've covered the mounts, covered the gear, covered the professions, covered kind of what I've been doing. Okay, let's have a look at the gold. So I have got at the moment in my bags 274,000, and I've got some in the mailbox as well, which we'll have a look at. Now, I've been making money by doing some auction house flips, whether that's going to be mats such as like ghost iron ore I flipped, platinum ore, a lot of the ores and various bits and pieces you can just pick up and try and sell for a higher price. You can see I've actually got 600 iron ore at the moment. The current cheapest on the auction house is me for 6 gold 80, and I bought this on average for 3 gold 21. So if I can make a few thousand just by flipping an iron ore, that's kind of what I've been doing. I've not saved any of that in the mailbox. That's just kind of just been a steady, almost sort of passive gold making method I've been using. Now I did spend, as you're aware, about 20 to 30,000 on the auction house robot. I haven't bought any mounts. I haven't bought anything else. I think my enchant was maybe about 400, 500, 600 gold, I believe. But let's have a wander over to the mailbox so you can see where we've been making the rest of our money. And that has been in jewel crafting. So let's look at the time to begin with. So everything I've got in this mailbox has been the last 4 days. So anything before that I've kind of took out already, and, you know, banked. But I've kept this in just for the sake of this video, to give a sort of a flavour of the things I've been selling and where I've got the money from. So the vast majority of the things, especially low down here, you can see, are low level rings and necklaces. The heavy jade ring, the amulet of true sight, a few other bits and pieces down here, the odd gem here, so delicate blood garnet, there's a few of them. I'm going to cover the soulstone ring in a moment. These are some of the whisper and blackrock bands, which is the Draenor stuff. And that's where I've been making it from. So, 2 things I'd like to really sort of cover. Well, there's 5 things really. I made a separate video on this, how I've been making gold through jewel crafting. But the 5 things, to be very brief, are old rings and necklaces, which you can just see, if I scroll anywhere on this, you can see loads of jade rings, bronze rings, citron ring of rapid healing. I've been churning them out, always make sure I've got one on the auction house. They've gone. Gems, you saw some of the gems at the bottom there. There's some more gems up here. Perfect solid at Chalcedony, sold 16 of them. The Bloodstones, sold some of them. Again, same with the old rings and trinkets. You've got to be cautious of the prices. Don't start listing rings or old gems up for 2,500 gold. You're probably not going to sell it. Make sure everything's listed at a affordable price. So none of our gems I put up at the moment, with a couple of exceptions, one exception, is above 99 gold. Everything else is very affordable, so people can look at it. And I don't care if my nearest competition selling the same ring for 5,000, I'll sell mine for a couple of hundred, and they do go. So that's the gems. If you look in the bags over here, I have been sort of fiddling around with a little bit of prospecting. This stuff up here is platinum prospecting. This stuff down here is the osmanite prospecting. I do have another video out where I've talked about the complete breakdown of that. But the bottom line is, if you get the platinum ore for 1 gold 50 or below, and if I can get the osmanite ore for probably even 4 gold 50 and below, I'm going to make a profit on that. On my server, Dalaran NA, I will make a profit through scrapping mostly the platinum stuff, and scrapping and selling on the auction house mostly the osmanite ore. So that's where I've been making a little bit of gold. Nothing earth-shattering, but I can make gold doing that. The soulstone rings, again, I have covered this on my other video, but just for this video, the soulstone rings I've been selling there. You can see that for 379. There's a couple of those in there. So each one effectively sold for 400. The The golden beryl rings I've been selling for roughly about 300, and these rings, if you weren't aware, are BFA very, very basic rings. So if I scroll right down here, here's a soulstone ring. So the soulstone ring is going for 40 gold. So how am I getting 400 gold? Very simply, because I'm throwing a relic 1 into that slot there, and then the relic 1 is make this ring now a level 14 ring, item level 19. It's got stamina, it's got +7 critical strike, it's got socket, it's got an additional secondary stat, whether that's mastery or haste or whatever. So it's got another stat on top of that critical strike. And for a low level character who's looking to give himself a good increase into the ring department, I'm not sure there's a better ring than these sort of rings, whether it's a soulstone ring or whether it's like the golden beryl ring or the cubeline or chironite ring. These rings, if you throw in there, so it goes from requires level 45 to now requires level 14, are really, really good. And I've been selling these for 300-400 gold each. So again, you're not going to sell, I've not found I'm selling like 20 of these a day, but I've been selling a few of these, and it costs next to nothing to make. So this one, for instance, the golden beryl is 2 gold 50, 10 monolite ore is 50 gold, so that's roughly 50 gold in total. The relic of a past one I'm picking up for about 10 gold, so 50-60 gold outlay, and I'm making 300-400 gold on these. And I'm the only one, I believe, selling these rings at the moment at this level. So I have a captive market. I'm the only one doing it on my server. So that's really good news. And then the final thing I've been making my money on, which again I have covered in the dual crafting video, but I'll cover again here. This is where I've been making a lot of the money of this 56,000 in the bank, is from this straddling sage agate. Now, in terms of what I've got there, I think I added it up, unless I've got any more sales in since I've done the last video. The last couple of days, you can see there, I've sold 75 of these straddling sage agates, from anywhere from 400 up to 800 gold. In fact, no, that one was for about just under 400. I've sold these up to like 800 gold. There you go. There's 10 of these, and I've got 7,600 back from this. So what is the straddling sage agate, and why are people buying it? Well, the straddling sage agate is a speed gem, so people are interested in it. It's unique equipped. You need to be level 50 to use it. It gives a +5 movement speed bonus to you. You can use this and the other one, which is the straddling viridium, which is a +3 movement speed. So you can use both of those. It gives you +8 movement speed if you've got 2 sockets, and that's what I've been selling a lot of. You can see on my server at the moment, these are currently going for 419 gold. It costs 1 sage agate to make. The sage agate on my server at the moment is 68 gold. So from 68 gold, you effectively 5, 6, 7 times your outlay into what you can make in terms of profit. And I've been selling these like hotcakes. So 75 of them sold in the last few days. I've still got a few of them knocking around. This is the only thing I've had to find. I've had to sort of mine the auction house just to make sure I keep listing it and make sure I've got the, the 5 cheapest ones on the market. There's a few other people doing this as well. But I would recommend, if you're a dual crafter and you've got the ability to make these, go and see how much they are on your market, see how much a sage agate is, and if you can sell them and make a profit on them, crack on. You can see the region sale average of mine is 86 gold, which if you think that, the region sale average of a sage agate is 142 gold, means there's going to be a lot of servers out there where you're not going to be making any profit. On mine, I can, and this is where I've been making it. So, what I can do now is I can empty the mailbox. You can see a couple of things have actually come in. Bizarrely, I've still got the odd tailoring bits and pieces like crimson silk vests and shoulders, which I'm still selling at the moment. But you can see another ring's coming in. This has come in, the last hour. Another 400 gold for that basic ring. So let's take all this stuff out the mailbox so I can clean this up. 56,000 gold, which will put Sovik roughly around 330,000 gold. So he's got a healthy amount. He's got a new shiny ground mate for Shadowlands. He's got plenty of good gear. 104 as an item level, average item level going into Shadowlands should be pretty good. And yeah, that's it. So what I'm going to do over the next sort of day and a half is probably still just fiddle around, maybe do some old content again, just to catch up with a few bits and pieces. Try and make some more gold, keep on top of the that straddling sage agate, trying to add to this 330,000 I've got at the moment. I've got my eye on a couple of mounts on the auction house at the moment. The Vile Leather Sands is roughly going for about 47, 48,000. If I can pick one of them up for about 40,000, I'll probably snap that up. So I think that's a very good price. And yeah, that's really about it. So I think the next recording I'm probably going to do is going to be the start of a Shadowlands, which will be in a couple of days' time. And then yeah, we start getting involved in the current content, which will be very exciting after, you know, we've leveled him through you know, vanilla BFA right at the end of the expansion. So hopefully you find some of this useful, and next time Sovik will be entering Shadowlands. So till next time, thanks again for watching, and goodbye.